Okay, first off, I want to apologize if I have to stand because at the angle I am right now is better for me to sit. But here we go. So, taxes. Love them or hate them, we all have to go through the process of filing them. Now, have you ever wondered how to avoid them? Well, this isn't a video for you because then the IRS would be at your home. Now, to make sure this does not happen, I will provide a step-by-step beginner's guide in filing taxes so you can be safe and have zero worries. So, the first step, there are 7 steps in total. The very first step is to check if you need to file, which will apply to majority, if not everyone here. Now, most people who need to file are US citizens and permanent residents who work in the US. They have to file what's called a tax return and will need to file if their income is over the filing requirement. For example, if you are single and under 65, then you have to file return if your gross income is $14,600 or more. You either need to have that or over $400 in net earnings in both self-employment, and any other situation that has required you to file. 2, you have to gather your documents. There's a lot of important information that the IRS requires from you. This is very personal information such as your social security, your bank accounts and routing numbers, your address and your name on record. Now, you also need your income documents such as paycheck stubs, checks paid to you, unemployment compensation, etc. And these also include forms such as W-2 forms, 1099, and other information returns. Now, this is directly quoted from the IRS. Information returns include people or organizations that paid you during the year are required to report the payments to the IRS on an information return. They must file these forms to you with the IRS and send a copy to you. Now, documents for credits or deductions and side jobs and self-employment. Now, what credits and deductions are will be explained in the next step. But essentially what it is it will allow you to get a discount or a return or potential return on your taxes, or allow you to pay less. Now, some of these can apply with home mortgages, childcare or dependent care expenses, charity donations, healthcare expenses, receipts, and mileage logs for travel, gifts, and car expenses. Step 3, get credit and deductions. This is very important because you can claim credits and deductions when you file your tax return to lower your tax. Now, what a credit is an amount that you subtract from the tax that you owe, which can increase your refund or lower your tax payments. Lower your tax payments, such as if you're a parent or a caretaker, pay for higher education, etc. Now, a deduction is the amount they subtract from your income when you file, resulting in lower taxes than you pay for. There are 2 different types of deductions you can do: standard or subsidized. Standard is a set amount that's taken away from your income, but itemized includes you could save more from itemized if your deductible expenses and losses are more than the standard. So it all depends on your situation and in the moments and in the future, depending on what option would be better for you. Now, step 4, you have to file your return. The tax deadline for 2024 tax returns is April 15th, 2025. And there are many different ways of filing your return, such as a free file, a direct file, which you prepare online, and IRS certified volunteers, which if you earn $67,000 or less, have this ability, or 6 years or older, or need language support, there are multiple IRS trained volunteers ready to assist you. Now, there are also free tax services available for military and veterans. And if you still need help, then there are tax professionals that you can hire that have been trained and approved by the IRS. Now, there are also paper forms for the people in the audience that don't like using it electronically and would rather prefer doing it in person on a piece of paper and then mailing it directly to the IRS. Now, there are also tax preparation software to file your taxes on paper or online. So regardless if you use one or the other, there's always assistance ready for you. Now, when you're filing your return, make sure to record these two numbers: your exact refund amount and your adjusted gross income. These two are very important. Now, next, you get your refund. Because if you pay more throughout the year than you owe in tax, then you may be able to get some money back in the form of a return. And even if you didn't overpay your tax, you can still qualify for a return for refundable credits, and you have 3 years to claim a tax refund. Now, when to expect this refund can either be 21 days after an electronically filled file or filled return, 4 weeks or more for an amended return or return sent through mail, or even longer if they need corrections. Now, there are many options to choose from on how to get your refund, such as direct deposit, paper check, prepaid debit card, mobile payment apps, traditional Roth and SEP IRA. Now, you always need to be prepared to solve a refund problem, as your refund could not be what you expected, is missing, or destroyed. Or you could also enter the wrong accounts or routing number, which could then result in a refund that is not yours. Now, step 6 is you pay your taxes on time, because you can make payments at any time through your bank account or a card or mail. And if you can't pay by the deadline, then you'd have to go through a payment plan. But that should be a backup plan or a last resort, as to avoid penalties and insurance or interest. Now, the last step is to always be prepared for next year, as this year if it's the first time starting, this could take a while, so it's better to prepare for the next year by being ahead of that, as it will allow for saving time and stress, make filing a return more accurate, and get your refund faster. You also need to make sure to organize your tax records using folders, which include your documents, receipts, and forms, and to always consider life events and check your withholding whenever your income or tax situation changes. So even if you cannot remember everything that was said in the video a couple years from now, whenever you follow this, always make sure to follow the steps and to find the method that works best for you and for your situation. And in my next speech, we will discuss how to avoid taxes and the IRS. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.